Welcome to Rauta's preview, the first one in February 2021. This time I will go quickly through three different, in my opinion, rather interesting releases this spring. First of all, one of them is already released, but I kind of missed it when the digital promo came out, so I at least want to mention it. And these two others, well, they are yet to come. But let's start taking a look quickly here what's going on. With this trio, I will start with Frozen Soul. It's a United States-based death metal band that is going kind of old school. Only first album out, and it's already landed with Century Media Records. Crypt of Ice being their debut album is something that is not mostly, or maybe the most catching death metal album of the year, but it's worth mentioning because it's like going back to the age of early Bolt Thrower. And when I say early Bolt Thrower, I really mean the second album especially, because that's what's going on with this one. This is not an era where it's more melodic and catchier, the kind of a more hound version of Bolt Thrower, but back in the days when it's kind of like past, it's kind of a grindic and punk ways of doing the early Bolt Thrower, the debut album. This is more about creating this kind of a massive army of tanks rolling forward, being very dark, very heavy, and kind of a monotone. In fact, with the first initial listening, I'm not sure how well this stand the test of time or listening spins, because, I mean, it starts to repeat it quite self, but then again, being a fan of Bolt Thrower, this was kind of a must listen for me, and at least I wasn't bored with their initial listening to this one. So only first album run gone, and I hope to get a physical copy later on for a proper review. But in case you missed it, much like me in early January when this came out, give it a chance. It's worth taking a look in my opinion. And because it's a Century Media Records release, you should be already able to find it on your favorite streaming service. The second band in line is also related to Bolt Thrower, coincidentally, and this one is the fourth album by the band Memoriam, which everybody knows kind of started as a Bolt Thrower spin-off. Spin-off might be a little bit loose word here because, after all, when the ex-Bolt Thrower drummer died, they decided to call it quits, and then everything fell apart in Bolt Thrower camp. But soon, Memoriam, with two previous Bolt Thrower members, were there to just create this new band that is 5 years ago already, and I was already stunned by the early demos by the band, that is the Hellfire demos in 2016 and 2017, and when the debut album 2017 For the Fallen came out, I was convinced this is the next torchbearer for the Bolt Thrower legacy. Now let's fast forward to the End album of this year in March 26th. Well, let's be honest, the band has once again changed. Now the lineup is a little bit different because you don't really see the old Bolt Thrower drummer there anymore. You only have Carl Willits as the ex-Bolt Thrower member handling the vocals, and even they are a little bit different what you're used to. Then you have some benediction linkage there, and once again the style is mid-tempo death metal. Now I'm not sure how this is gonna play out versus the other Memoriam stuff. It's a little bit different, so it probably needs quite a few spins to figure it out. I would say it's interesting, but I'm not so convinced it's gonna be on par with the best album so far by Memoriam. Only time will tell and more spins will tell, but I still want to mention it because I find Memoriam a very likable band, and I do really love anything Bolt Throwerish in that sense. So give it a go in March. Last but definitely not least, we have this German-based black metal band Sarkrista, which is here with their third album. And already this band has also been there for 10 years. Now their style of music is kind of a raw yet melodic black metal, so one could say strong satanic war master vibe with this band. But that's no shame, that's no negative thing to say, because after all what Sarkrista is doing, and they're honing their material to be better, I think this could be really one of the better albums of spring 2021. This one is coming out March 21st by Purity Through Fire. So in case you have missed Sarkrista before, this is a good way to jump to the wagon and enjoy some good melodic yet raw German black metal. One of the better bands definitely coming from Germany these days, so keep your eyes and ears peeled for this one. Once again, should you have comments or questions, drop them in the comments box below and I will get back to you. Meanwhile, go enjoy your Sunday and bye bye.